Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and Hunter too. No telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
you know
he's
got more than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know he's got the
trying to keep the camera from getting wet.
Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Hey, I hit the wrong button, Shelly. I've never hit the countdown button. I love the end of that song. Hey. That's our good buddy Andy Simmons, who wrote about 7 or 8 songs for us. And the irony of Andy was Idalia went right to Andy. So a lot of these songs he can relate to. It's like real life. And then they got hit by a tornado, and then they had a freeze all in 1 year. So I feel you, Perry. Perry, Florida. We've all drove through Perry, Florida before. It's that first town after like a 500-mile stretch on US 19 where there's nothing except black bear signs. I haven't seen the bear signs in a while. I wonder if they got rid of the bear signs. So good morning, everybody. This is our Daily Brew. We got a lot to talk about. We got weather brewing, El Nino bringing us some storms. First and foremost, big thanks to all y'all out there. We got a big crew as always. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Hello, TikTokers. Our last video over there had over 400,000 views. 400,000 people watched that video. Crazy, right? So we have a big Christmas party Saturday night. I'm watching the weather close. We're going to dive into all that here in a few minutes. I'm going to say hello to some people first. Mr. Doug, Ashley, West Palm Beach. Got some big winds and rains coming to West Palm Beach. Katie Haley, good morning up that way. Rains are inching towards the panhandle now. Jacksonville Beach, Corey, it's only going to get windier, Corey. Big winds are coming before the big winds that are coming. Thank you, Mr. John. Boca Raton, hey, yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. It looks like maybe more rain for y'all down there. I don't know. No, we're talking about almost like a tropical system that's not. But any tropical system that's been on the Florida West Coast, you all have had wraparound storms. So we're not saying nothing yet. What's up, Mr. James? My softball buddy over there on YouTube. Slade H. Good morning, Mr. Reamer. What's up, Mr. Scott? Ryan Sullivan, what's up? Tronzy Bit, Arkansas. Got a good friend of mine, Brian Shoemate, lives in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I think I drove along the Mississippi River one time, and there was a big water tower. It was Tasmania or something. It had a big bat on it. Let's see. Paul Smith, Melbourne, Wendy. Yes, a lot more coming, Paul. Way more winds are coming tomorrow for you. Pembroke Pines, you got a lot of rain yet to come. William, yeah, this is Hunter. He's not Louis. Looks like Louis a little bit. So we're gonna talk weather. Promise. It's Christmas time. Hope everybody's doing. Actually, I was gonna wear my hat. Hey, we got some more coffee. From my buddy Chad, Mountain to Sea Coffee. All that good stuff is from down in Central America most of the time, I believe, and they do a lot of help down there, and they send me coffee all the time. This time, I believe I'm going to give it to my mom and dad. Now, she's probably watching, so Mom, you're probably going to get that as a Christmas gift, so that's all right. So we'll put our hat on, and we're going to talk weather because it is Christmas time. This is my Rays hat, by the way. Christmas Rays hat. Where's the thing at? Here you go. Good morning, Mr. Eric. So we'll leave the her Christmas hat on. Jack's game. Tim, it's going to be close. I did a little report for somebody earlier on the Jags game, and you're probably going to be okay. We'll get into all that. All right, so our Daily Brew, we talk weather. Remember, I'm not a real meteorologist. I've been called out a lot the last couple of days, more than most hurricanes. I don't know why. There's a lot of tension with this weather system brewing. I don't know why. A couple of Mets are even talking about the hype, and I don't know. I just report what I do. But anyway, our Daily Brew, listen real quick. Great picture here. This is from our friends at ABC. So, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, they have a great sign in all their stores. Always be celebrating theme of the holiday season. They just opened up a new store in the Panhandle. This was their big event last night. Wonderful ladies there. Hopefully one of them follows us. Dreaming of Wine Christmas. So this is the question I had for everybody. All right. They were festive, which is great. Where the heck, or no, not where the heck. How do you pronounce Navarre? Is it Navarre? Is it Navarre? Is it Navarre? So I need to know. How do you pronounce it? But anyway, that's our new store. Just sandwiched between Pensacola Beach and Destin. So there you go. All right, there's Mike's Weather page. We're going to roll right into things, starting off here, and then kind of give you a little preview of what I've posted all morning, and then we'll dive into the models and really look at it. What's up, Miss Tropical Troubles? How you doing? Nari. There's no V? Oh, Navarre. No, is it Navarre? I don't know how to. I went to college. I promise. Navarre. Is it A? Make the A big if you're supposed to say. If it's a big A, is it Navarre or Navarre? I don't know. Hey, it's the thought that counts. Can't mess up ABC, that's for sure. Hey, by the way, Furman, another one of our great. I just read this on Furman's X account. They're giving away 12 generators for the 12 days of Christmas. 12, I believe. They're giving away generators. So check them out on social. You might win a generator from our good friends at Furman. I think this is 12. It said the 12 days of Christmas. I got to read it. At least one generator. Don't hold me to 12. Now, I think I read it right. Doesn't matter. You can win a free generator regardless. So. Anyway, I ask Alexa, how do you pronounce Navarre? Florida.
Navarre is pronounced Navarre with a short sound, like in the word apple. There is no H sound at the beginning of the word.
Navarre? All right, let's be serious. All right, so no hurricanes coming. All right, but maybe people didn't like the fact I said the word cyclone. I've been tricked by this word cyclone a lot. The Storm Prediction Center and National Weather Service uses the word cyclone when they have a developing low pressure system. Closed low, pressured system, cyclone. That's just the way it goes. Cyclone does not mean hurricane or tropical. Okay, cyclone is a strong low pressure system. So we got that brewing. Timing is what everybody wants to know. First off, so currently, let me set this up. Currently, we have this. This South Florida rains has nothing to do with what's coming. This is all from a lingering front. This lingering front is extending all the way into the Gulf here. So let's put up another map here. I haven't even looked at it today, but here it is. This is our lingering front currently, and you can see it very well in this water vapor loop right here. Boom. Is that correct? Yeah, that's right. All right, so all this juice right here is that leftover front line that we had, and somewhere around here is where we're going to start to see low pressure merge with a little bit of energy that's dipping down from the upper U.S. later in the week. When was this image taken? I don't know. That looked like it more. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we got. This rain has nothing to do with what's coming. This is going to add to the South Florida rain totals the next several days as our lingering front remains. This is a timing map. These are on tropicaltidbits.com. So one takeaway is this. All right, so we have low pressure attached to a frontal line, warm fronts. Warm fronts usually bring storms. There's a lot of discussion about tornadoes possibly. This is going to be strong for somebody. But we'll start off with the timing. So this is a map. This is your GFS on Saturday PM. Now, PM usually means 6, 7, 8 o'clock. I just say that generally. Already seeing a big blob of rains pumping into the state here on the GFS. And GFS also showing like sub 990 pressure. Low pressure, big winds. The Euro, Saturday PM, starting to show the big blob of rains rotating towards the state. Icon, these are all the exact same timestamps, so it's good to see 4 models with good consistency. Canadian too. So first off, there's a lot of wind shear. El Niños have a strong upper jet stream coming in from the Pacific. So as with any sheared tropical system, but this isn't tropical, any sheared system, all the action gets blown to the east. So even though the low is still in the middle of the Gulf, we're going to start to see the effects of some big winds and waves, and especially rains toward Florida Saturday night. And that is a high confidence here that we're going to see a big blob of rains, possibly storms. Now, anytime you get a low pressure area, wherever this thing sets up, they're already talking about it. The south and east side here could be strong. Just the way it goes. Warm front, less cold air to the north, warm air to the south. We could see strong storms below the center line of this thing. So wherever this thing decides to go, south, when I say south, is because it's rotating in on the south side of the center, but basically the right side of the low. So that's what we're watching. Could see some storms. Here is another wind map here. Now this is Sunday AM. This is your 10-meter winds. These don't always reach the surface, but kind of gives you an idea. 2 things. One, lots of wind. These little wind barbs show directional winds, counterclockwise. What I'm seeing here is a lot of winds, possibly for the Florida coast up to Georgia and even South Carolina. It's a two-fold system here. Wherever this thing goes, initially we're going to see strong winds on the south side. We're going to see, this is the GFS, so it's even showing way higher. But we also are going to see what we've seen in some systems in the past where you have wraparound winds, and they could definitely increase coastal impacts, especially funneling up here. I'm really curious about. We just have a new moon yesterday. So we could see a spell of winds driving in some surge. So we'll see what the official forecast is. All of these are Sunday morning. 988 pressure on the GFS, 990, 9001. So that is, it's been bouncing around in the upper 990s pretty much. But, these are winds. And it's going to be gusty, no doubt. It's going to be a lot of wet, saturated grounds. So probably have a lot of power outages from continued winds Saturday into Sunday. So the GFS is really the outlier with the 988 pressured system, kind of the outlier. Most of them are in the 1,000 range, but these are low, 10-meter winds, very wide area winds. But the bottom line is this weekend, Keys, Gulf, Bahamas, the East Coast, you're just going to have a lot of action. And that's separate from what's going on right now. Latest rainfall for Florida. And the reason I show Florida is this has been showing up consistently for South Florida as heavy rain. We're talking, 8-9 inches of rain. Hey, thanks for the $4.99 over there. Okay, thanks. Bye. So it'll feel tropical. God. Thank you, Mr. Ryan Anderson. Yeah, I don't know. Just there's a lot of weather gets people upset. I don't understand it. I mean, you just report things and people, get mad about it. They don't like the forecast, and that's where they think it's hype. But warm fronts in December, El Nino, 1,000 pressure, tricky. We gotta watch. We don't have a strong jet to the north. Kind of do, but rainfall potential through Monday, basically Sunday night here. Now, a lot of the South Florida totals are going to be cumulative through today, tomorrow, Friday. But nonetheless, you've had a lot of rain this year. Anything white, 6 inches plus, 7 inches plus. But it's starting to creep up. Did anybody notice my pun earlier? I said the rains are inching up. That's a dad joke. The totals are inching up, meaning 2 inches across Interstate 4, 3 inches, 2 inches all the way up to Gainesville, Ocala, 2 inches around Tallahassee, 3 inches Jacksonville. So quite a big soaking coming, and what we've learned with strong El Ninos, lots of rain during El Nino years, lots of flooding, and lots of storms. So there's your latest that. I'm going to run into everything I've posted this morning, take a little break, and then we'll go into more details. David, I would definitely... Oh, Christmas decorations. Well, the blow-up ones for sure. All you got to do is unplug them. But I had to redo my poinsettia plants. I thought I was so ingenious putting rocks on the bottom. The base isn't wide enough. So I tried to prepare my plants for this strong winds. Thomas, they are talking about tornadoes. Yes. All right, so this is another graphic that they posted today. This is for Saturday. Already a huge chunk of Florida here. This is Saturday into Sunday. This is Saturday flooding potential. So we could have some heavy downpours throughout the whole state on Saturday. This is pretty much what we just showed. The rains are going to start sometime Saturday afternoon maybe, and they're going to last, honestly, through Sunday. This is a day 4 outlook map. Not very often they do a day 4 outlook map that far out. Few posts about winds. These are winds through tomorrow, as I just spit up a little coffee. These are winds through tomorrow. But look at it. These are coming in from the east. If you think it's windy now, wait till tomorrow. We got really strong winds coming off that Atlantic. Really strong. This is all ahead of the low pressure. This is a frontal line, strong boundary to the north, high pressure. And this is kind of what we had with Nicole. I mean, not as extreme, but we had a strong high to the north with a low developing to the south. And all this flow comes in off the Atlantic. And we're talking 30s, I mean, you know, it's not like drastic, but you know, if it's windy now, it's going to be windier tomorrow. And this is all along the East Coast, 40s, 30s, all the way making it to the West Coast. So that's another thing we got. What else did I have here? Oh, okay. Then we're gonna look past Florida into Sunday, Monday. Yesterday the models went a little bit more out to sea. Now they're kind of back to the East Coast. So the big question is what happens to our low for our friends in the Carolinas. First off, there's not a lot of cold air in place, so very unlikely there's any snow or any of that all the way to Maine. It's mainly a rain event, but this is your latest Euro, and you know it's not most aggressive model right now, but it's still showing 65 mile an hour gusts. Euro sometimes overdoes it a little bit, but the GFS was really close, so I wanted to make sure of that. But so the bottom line is here is this: Sunday night into Monday, very strong winds off the Atlantic, going smack dab right toward you, John B. So, boom. That could be a big deal for our friends in the Outer Banks, especially. And that would be Sunday night into Monday. So we'll look at that here in greater detail in a second. And there's my Twitter with nothing really showing. So a lot of comments on Twitter. You know, a lot of people talking about this system. So that'll be the scoop on that. All right. So let's slow down a little bit. Let's put up the current, let's see, what are we going to put up here? Let's put up our windy map, and I'm going to slow down a little bit. We'll say hi to some people. I want to really dive into everything in a second. So let's kind of just stop it right here. Stop it! And there you go. This is Saturday, 3 p.m. Christy, I'm going to show you the wave map. It's not looking good. Sorry. I showed that last night, but to be honest, it's going to be very, very rough. So, boat parade, I don't know, buddy. Ben Chapman, Saturday night, golly. Man, I don't know. I mean, God, man, you know. What we do know, strong winds the next couple of days. We do know there's a low pressure setting up. We don't know the strength of the pressure, and I guess we really don't know the exact path. But this is Saturday, 3 p.m. You can see these winds are already starting to come in, up wrapping around our low. Storms out ahead of it. Classic sheared system. Blowing a lot of that action towards the peninsula. So, you know, I get the posts. So, you know, everybody gets anxious this far out and they want to know exact details, but things get narrowed down. So, you know, I feel it's good to know there's consistency that we have a low. I know, you know, I feel good knowing that we know a time frame now. The time frame could be 6 hours one way or another, right? But what I've learned is if you got something planned Saturday night, you gotta plan for a 2 or 3 hour window, you know, ahead or behind, because you know weather just does that. So knowing the facts that we got this coming makes things a lot easier. So the question is going to be the warm nature of the warm front. Usually warm fronts produce strong storms. We're going to have to see what the Storm Prediction Center does for tomorrow. They don't have anything on day 4. They talk about it, but we don't see any Storm Prediction Center colors yet, so it's very tricky. But history would tell you, you know, that we're going to see potential storms, and they are mentioning tornadoes. So that's the thing, you know, whether it's Saturday at 4 in Tampa or 10 at Tampa, you know, it's too early. It's only Wednesday, but we know it's coming. You can't stop it, for sure. Lydia, hey, good morning. Yeah, it was my Rays hat. What's up, Mr. Bill? Bill, I did see that tornado substation video. Morgan's talking bacon. God, I love bacon. We go camping. We cook a pound of bacon every morning, and then I end up roasting some jalapenos. It's really good. Let's see. Board up windows. Sarah, holy cow. Because you're a 2-year subscriber, this is not a tropical storm. So, 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour winds, that's normal afternoon thunderstorm stuff. So, that's dog snoring, by the way. Eric, yeah, Orlando weather. Listen, Saturday's really iffy. First part of the day looks okay. Sunday, the latter part of the day. Sunday night looks okay for Orlando. Lance, it's going to have some spinach. It's extremely sheared. The true definition of the tropical system, though, it can't be attached to a frontal line, and that's always, we had that system in January that they went back and classified. Remember? So let's take a moment and go back in time in January. So January we had this frontal line system off the coast of the Carolinas. It looked tropical. It walked like a duck, talked like a duck, pooped like a duck, but it wasn't. But they came back a few months later and said it was a duck because it had a core, it had spinach, it had storms, So that's that classic argument. It can't technically be tropical, I guess, if it's attached to a front, but it'll feel like it. I'm telling you. Temperatures, we're going to be in the 70s and upper, here's 4 a.m., 4 p.m. We're still going to be in the 70s in South Florida. Plenty of heat in the atmosphere, water temperatures right here, honestly, are in the 80s, so that'll fuel storms, if anything. Water temperatures right now currently in the Gulf of Mexico are not that cold as what you might think. Not talking tropical, but I'm just saying, let's look at sea surface temperatures and let's go to Fahrenheit or U.S. metrics. This little loop current right here is still 83, 82, 78. So there's our loop current that brings the warm water from the Caribbean. So, it's got 83 degree temperatures. Not that it's not hyping tropical formation, but this will help fuel thunderstorms. We have these 80s all the way down to the Keys. So that Gulf Stream's still warm, helping brew some storms. So the important thing tomorrow is to pay attention to what the Storm Prediction Center shows for day 3. They're talking about it. Here's what they say. Check out this new tool that I got. I love it. Look, watch this. Let me zoom in. I got so excited the other day. I was able to highlight. I didn't do it during the live, though, so let's try it. Okay, toggle cursor. I think I do that. Boom. All right, let's see if it works. All right. This is bottom line. Everything you need to know right here. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, yeah, it did. So an area of interest for low probability tornado and damaging wind potential exists late D4, which is Saturday, into early D6, which is Monday for the northern part of, Carolinas northward maybe, over the eastern Gulf to South Atlantic states. They can't highlight a specific day or area yet. We have pronounced cyclogenesis. That just basically means cyclone is brewing, meaning low, no storm, no tropical. Pulse over the Gulf, combining with some energy from the north. The initial warm core nature of this, they're talking about a warm core nature, which would help storms feed off of it. Strengthening low-level wind fields across Florida Peninsula late Saturday and into Sunday. Strengthening low-level wind fields. So, Euro ensembles and GFS ensembles indicate vast spread and cyclone amplification. Cyclone evolution. So, maybe I shouldn't use the word cyclone. Boy, I got people mad. But they use it. I hope you spread the love to the officials, not the unofficial guy. All right, let's talk about some stuff. So we got the water temperatures. What I'm fascinated about is this. Let's look at the winds here. Let's go to windy real quick. So we talk about what's going on now. We got a strong high pressure to our north, okay? You can see it clear as day right here. Strong high pressure. This is kind of what happened with Nicole. This is not a Nicole, but I'm just using it for an example. We got a strong gradient coming in. And it reminds me of that just because of the strong persistent winds from high pressure to the north. And, you know, our low is actually trying to get set up somewhere down here. But as far as the winds go, this is kind of interesting for Florida. This is currently, obviously everybody down there saying it's windy, but watch what happens tomorrow. Reds are just more wind. All right, just for an example, orange is 30 mile an hour gusts. Red is 40 to upper 40 gusts. Blue, 50s is blue, I believe. So, but watch the wind gust map throughout the day today. This is later tonight. And then it really gets kicking tonight, 11 p.m. tonight. And then watch tomorrow. Even more. This is tomorrow morning. Now we're starting to see potentials of upper 40s, even inching into 50 gusts. So we'll have persistent Atlantic winds all day today, all day tomorrow. You know, strong tomorrow night, really strong tomorrow night. The Cape all the way down to Miami. People asking about cruising. This brings waves. And this is Thursday night. Strong winds. I mean, so we got a lot of winds to come here across the south part and east part of Florida. Some of these will not really make it. Some might make Louisiana some. We might have some coastal advisories for Louisiana maybe, but not as much as we're going to see in Florida. And then our low starts taking shape. So the second part of the story is this. Now, we could see some winds to the north on Saturday. So as our low starts to wrap, these winds are going to now curve up ahead of this low. So some of these winds could start impacting a little bit more. Now here's that energy coming down that's going to combine, but that's the front basically right here. See the front? But we could see some winds up here late Friday into Saturday. But basically there's our low taking shape. And this is Saturday at 4 p.m. and then Saturday 11 p.m. All right. So the important thing to note here is this. Saturday night. Now, the winds are going to be coming out of the north, so you really don't see the strong coastal action to the north, the center. But we're starting to see these wraparound winds Saturday night. But our winds are continuing. Now they're going to start piling into the northeast. This is what the big question I have is as our low approaches, this general area right here could see a lot of winds coming. And that's going to be one area. Oh, what happened there? That's pretty. All right, so as we move on with the Euro, you know, here is basically a sloppy low, but still, you know, strong winds to South Florida. This could be fueling thunderstorms into the Saturday night, into Sunday morning. Strong winds, possibly. This is the big question mark I have is, you know, are winds here piling up here? And, you know, of course, we got St. John's River, you know, flooding possibly with this persistent winds up here. Now, the GFS is really stronger to the north. A little bit track to the north, if we do have any sort of low, could be interesting for some sort of surge into the west central parts of Florida. We get this rotation that we're all familiar with, right? Lance, what's up, buddy? Thank you, man. Morgan, for bacon. You guys rock. Eric, blobs of spinach. That's right. Tina, Okeechobee. Yeah, winds are going to be strong all the way across the coast, no doubt. Uh-oh, something in my coffee. Courtney, yeah, you hear Hunter. I used to toss koozies at him to be we're going to get into waves in just a second. So anyways, depending on if this thing goes to the north or not, obviously, but here again, this is that area. This is what I'm more curious about than anything is what we got coming here as our low takes shape with winds. This is Sunday morning. All right, real quick, let's keep the wind map going. Let me go back to the Euro because it seems more like a likely thing. So once our system passes Florida, look at these winds now across. Now, this is a frontal line still attached to a front. That's why they're not, you know, obviously giving any tropical talk about it yet. But look at these winds here possibly shaping up for late Sunday night into Monday. So definitely won't be watching this close in the Outer Banks as this thing skirts by for winds, big winds, and the GFS is kind of showing the same, a little faster, but still showing big winds on the GFS. 57. So it'll be strong winds late Sunday night into Monday morning. And then as we go into the latter part of the week, it's just a frontal line. There's really nothing showing up like any nor'easter thing. At one time, they had this thing rapidly intensifying. Now here's Cape Cod on the Euro. Look at that, 67. So it's going to skirt the coastal areas Monday night. So we're going to see winds and heavy rains across portions of all the East Coast. So the good news is at one time the Euro was showing like a 960, 70 millibar. So we'll keep an eye on that for that part of it. All right, let's look at the waves. I don't want to lose everybody. I know everybody's anxious about waves. Doesn't look good as far as choppy weather goes, unfortunately. Now the Euro is a little more conservative as far as the waves go. Trying to get the most close zoom I can get. Well, there's a southeast. Hold on a second. Let's see. Do they have the wave map? Oh, they do. Okay. All right. So this is not surge. Deer meat. Oh my God, you guys are talking about deer. Sunday looks okay, Lance. I think it might be out of here by then. My dangling ball. One ball McGraw. Flight should be okay, Paul, on Sunday for Orlando. Leesburg. Gene from St. John's. Yeah. You definitely want to watch that. So. All right, so let's look at the waves. Flights for Tampa Saturday. Well, it's tricky, Neil. There won't be a long delay, but if they do delay because of isolated storms and winds, you just never know. SpaceX for Thursday. No storms. I mean, unless 30, 40 mile an hour winds are too much, then they might. So, all right, so let's check out this wave map. All right, so yellow's 10 foot. And you don't want yellow. You don't want orange. You definitely don't want like dark orange. So we have persistent winds from the east. So 10 to 15 foot seas right now, all the way through the Gulf of Mexico. And then we get into tonight. We start seeing red, which is 20 foot seas. Remember, this isn't surge, but the Bahama kind of protects parts of Florida. That's why we get the bigger wind or coastal advisories a little to the north there. But strong incoming east winds tonight, tomorrow. This is not our low pressure system. This is the high to the north. And look, I mean, we're seeing 25. This dark red's 25 foot seas tomorrow, Thursday. Oh, the Gulf is brewing big time. All these winds are coming out of the east. And then we get into later tomorrow, we're starting to see purple. 30 foot seas. And this is just from a normal high pressure to the north, but that is tremendous wave action out in the Atlantic, all the way to South Carolina, blowing into Florida here and out in the Gulf. So that's the pre-waves before the storm itself. The good news is the low pressure will get out of here fast, but this is several days of winds and seas. Here's Friday morning. Now the winds start to shift a little bit more out of the south, and we'll have a little break, but we're not really having a break. This is Saturday. This is still 20-foot seas. Still choppy as heck from the Bahamas to the Florida East Coast. This Saturday morning. Let's go to longer range here. Let's go to Sunday morning. Sunday morning. This is where it gets interesting. So there's our winds pulling out of the southeast. If you're leaving Sunday, purple, 30 plus foot seas across the Atlantic. Now the good news, like I said, it moves fast Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Now look at these seas off the coast of Carolinas, inching up to 40 plus foot. Now we still see 20 foot seas down in the coast there of Florida. So Sunday night, you know, it's still going to be choppy, 20, 25 foot seas. And there's the backside of our low. Now the waves are coming in from the north. Monday morning, 30 foot seas on the backside. Look at these seas close to the Outer Banks. Monday, early Monday. 40 foot plus. So it's going to be very beachy. And then finally it clears out by Tuesday. Back to 10 foot seas. And then we'll see what comes later next week. That's too far away to get going. So it's going to be choppy. Good thing about cruise lines, they run parallel to the coast. They steer away from the big waves. Hopefully, the problem is the docking. Sometimes they can't dock when we have 30, 40 mile an hour winds, depending on the angle. Here's the Euro. This would be Monday, 6 a.m. Anybody docking, it'd be iffy, wherever they decide, dock. And a lot of it's the angle and the port. And so that's just the way it goes. Can't stop Mother Nature. No snow in the forecast. We got temperatures. Why are these maps not showing up all of a sudden? What's going on with that? I got to fix that. They were down yesterday too. The link works. This is not the image. Here is your Christmas week outlook as far as temperatures go, and it does not look good. Ugh. So there's your temperatures through Christmas. This is the week of 20th through 26th. Classic El Nino, jet stream to the north, jet stream to the south, big old bubble between. And it's going to be warm. Not going to be a white Christmas for many people. It's going to be a warm Christmas. Snow outlook for the next 10 days. If you're dreaming of a white Christmas, let's go out as far as we can and we'll look at total snowfall. Here, oh my goodness. Did I hit the button right? Oh my God. That's crazy. So here's snowfall through the 23rd, 24th. Nothing. Obviously out west in the mountains, but look at even New York, like maybe a flurry here and there. Nothing showing past an inch. So huge difference from last year. Last year we were looking at a cold Christmas. This year we're looking at a hot Christmas. So no cold Christmas. And it stinks because we like fire pits. All right, so we got that covered. So the big question, obviously, the severe storm potential. And that's going to be the interesting thing to watch. The mesoscale models do really good. They're not far enough out yet to see. But there's some really cool features on Weather Nerds that if you go, you can look at, you can zoom in and kind of get an idea. You have some fields here on wind shear and vorticity and, instability, cape surface. Always a good one to look at. Just kind of shows you potential. It was showing up pretty well once this center comes through. This is the 90-hour map, I think. So let's go to the 00Z update plot. As we go in circles. We got our money for the garbage man. I got the coolest garbage guys. I just looked down. I saw two $50 bills. I'm like, what's that for? I forgot. I got to give it to them. They gave me a card. All right. But here's the Cape Energy. You know, all depending on where that low goes. You know, we can see South Florida storms. So, like, again, what we said earlier, south of center, right side of center, the greatest storm chances likely for Florida. This thing pops onto the Atlantic side. Sometimes it's more the left side of center because obviously it's coming in around the top side. But this will be the area that we're watching late Saturday into Sunday as far as storm potential goes. Let's see. Vorticity. Let's look at 700 millibar maybe. As it calculates where we're at. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to use this one on his site. This is Weather Nerds, by the way. Not what I want to see. All right. As far as the rains go, this is an easier way to look at it because obviously wherever the moisture's at is where you usually find the storms. So we'll look at the Euro and the GFS really close here and show you the latest on their timing. All right, so we'll stop it right here. This is a good map to really look at. This is today, so you can see South Florida. There's our lingering frontal line, our warm front. So it's going to be juicy down in South Florida the next several days. We get into tomorrow, Thursday, and more of the same down in South Florida. Here's our big bubble coming up Friday, starting to brew. Keys could be pretty wet late Friday into overnight. But here's our bubble. Our bubble starts to roll in Saturday afternoon. This is Saturday, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock on the Euro. But you can see as we get into well, that was more. This is more like 4 or 5 o'clock right here. But there's our big old bubble of rain. This is Sunday morning right here. So look at that. I mean, these are going to be rotating in off the Atlantic. So again, it could be sneaky in that northeast part, southeast Georgia. This is rain map. But and then, like I said, Sunday, let's go to Sunday midday, and then later Sunday afternoon, and then Sunday night. So a lot of people ask about Sunday night. Could be some lingering rain Sunday night, but the big stuff is gone. Now let's go to the GFS and take a look at it on the timing. They're the big two. I guess we could look at Icon. Icon's pretty good too. All right, so we'll fast forward to here's today and tomorrow. South Florida rains continue, and then our system starts bubbling up. Here is Friday night. Here is Saturday morning. GFS a little faster. Saturday morning. Saturday midday. Saturday night. Holy cow. So we have our annual Christmas party here, and I'm like, either A, we're gonna be storm chasing, celebrating storm chasing at the house. Saturday night. Here's it's the Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. So it looks like there could be some lingering drizzle on that. Let's look at the rest of the East Coast. TropicalTidbits.com. You can go to Eastern U.S. We can go to precipitation. Here is what it's going to look like likely past Sunday. Here is Sunday morning. So if this verifies 988 pressure, lots of winds, potential. I'm you know, No, that's low pressure, 988. A lot of wind, maybe storms. Rain's already reaching up to the Carolinas on Sunday, and then that thing kind of hugs the coast. But look at this big old blob of rain already stretching into Sunday night. This is Sunday night. Here is Monday morning. Lots of rain for the northeast, and then lots of rain midday Monday in the yellow area up towards Maine. Monday night. Euro showing the same. Here we go. And we'll go to Sunday night. We already showed Sunday night. There's Sunday morning. Here is Sunday midday. Here is Sunday night. So again, I think most is gone Sunday night for Floridians. But here's our Sunday night heavy rains for coastal Carolinas, along with those big winds we've been talking about. Here's Monday morning. Look at that big blob over eastern Carolina Monday morning. So not only, 993 pressure. So not only can you have 40, 50 mile an hour winds off the Atlantic, we're going to see a big blob of rain Monday morning. And it continues up the East Coast. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday night. So it could be some big rain for New England area Monday night. So that's current thinking. No nor'easter, almost no snow with this. No warm airs no cold airs in place. So it's just a rain event. Could be a little bit of backside maybe, but just nothing's showing up. So it's a wet, rainy December cold front. So, but like I've been told many times, here's official National Weather Service graphic showing heavy rain for the peninsula on Saturday, heavy rain across the East Coast on Sunday. This is the day hazards map from NOAA. But as we look at our surface charts here, you can just see we got a warm front developing, and as we get into Thursday and Friday, there's our frontal line. Then it starts to get attached here. Saturday morning, there's our frontal line. Red is warm. There's our low. And, there it is. That's the official service chart. Low pressure smack dab over Central Florida on Sunday morning. So it still looks like a Saturday night, Saturday afternoon to Sunday morning for the worst effects here. And then there we go, Sunday morning into Monday morning. Here's Monday morning off the coast. Let me go back to Sunday morning. God, I got big again. All right, Sunday morning, Monday morning. There's our low. A lot of mess here in our surface charts Monday morning. And Tuesday, it's pretty much merged into a frontal line. Let's see what our Bahama buddies are doing with this thing. I know Belize is getting a lot of rain. Let's see what it looks like if this thing actually does anything. You might get a little bit of tail action on Tuesday, maybe for Bermuda, but nothing to really worry about. Maybe a little bit on Tuesday. Cool. Accumulated rain. Let's see what Belize got most of it. Wow, look at this. So here's your accumulated rain on the Euro, showing some of these numbers. This is for the next 10 days, but still, we can see 7 inches in Boca, 7 for Lauderdale. This is accumulated. 5 days is about the same. 7 inches for Lauderdale. GFS showing the same. 7 inches for Lauderdale. Next 5 days, Miami 8 inches. Homestead 6 inches. Key Largo 6 inches. That's the GFS and Euro. Euro showing 7 inches for Key Largo. So Euro and GFS are on board with some heavy rain for southeast Florida. 6-7 inches in spots. So Icon about the same next 5 days. 5, 6. So yeah, you're gonna get it. Key Largo everybody's gonna get a lot. It's high confidence on that. So anyway, using the official words from the Storm Prediction Center, we got a cyclone developing, just meaning low pressure. All right, so that's it. Well, Franklin, I only showed South Florida because they're the big ones. I did show a map earlier. We'll look at everybody. Because they're the ones that are going to get the most. But let's look at the official. I guess we'll look at I don't know if the we'll just look at this one here. All right, so Southeast totals for Monday. Let's see. Here's through Tuesday morning. All right, let's make it big. All right, see if you can read that. All right, so here is your total Monday night, basically. Anything white, we got 8 to 9 inches possibly accumulated. This is a official WPC map. This is rainfall through Monday, several inches all the way up the Florida Panhandle. Looks like the tip isn't going to get much because our low is going to stay more. And as a non-tropical thingy, the backside doesn't get a lot. It's a frontal line to the north, cold air. And here are your coastal totals. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So nothing showing up huge, but still a good little soak in there. 2 to 3 inches all the way across the eastern seaboard there. But a lot of those accumulated rains down in South Florida because of the lingering front that we're experiencing right now. So some of those totals are actually today and tomorrow's totals. I hope you have a great day, Lorena, too. Thank you very much. Kelly, well, you go back and watch. What's up, Dink? Good morning. You're welcome, James Davis. Katie. Bomb cycle. I know, right? How do I like my eggs, David? The way my mom cooked them. Over easy, man. I used to love dipping my buttered toast in eggs. Oh my God, maybe I'll get her to make me some right now. You just made my stomach growl. I like hot sauce on my scrambled eggs. I'm a hot sauce addict. I put hot sauce on everything. I'm weird like that. I used to offend Julie because she'd make dinner and I would put sauces on the plate. So there's a lot of uncertainty, I guess, with the storm potential map. And again, I always read the Storm Prediction Center. Another little trick, too, if you want, you type in your location. And on the bottom of most of these National Weather Service pages, they have a forecast discussion link. And you can see what they're thinking. They didn't think it. There's nothing. Well, usually it's long. That is like that's the smallest. That is the smallest discussion I've ever seen. Where is the discussion at? All right, we got a little. This one's at 1:46 a.m. Let's see. Winds ramp up. Response to low pressure system that will begin to develop in the southern Gulf. Model guidance has been in disagreement about timing, location, rain chances will be elevated for the peninsula. Where the low enters Florida and how fast it moves will determine which areas will get the most rain. Windy conditions expected no matter what. Some storms being severe and some areas having downpour. So the weekend draw is closer, there's going to be better understanding. So, yeah, same thing. Too far away. But they do mention things like severe, I'm just curious, for us in Florida, we don't usually get these low pressure systems over winter. So I really don't know what we're going to see, except it's a very low pressure system. And the GFS has really got me wondering. 988. Let's look at some ensemble plots here. I have not looked at those. Let's see some. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's look at Levi's site, Tropical Tidbits. He's got a good little setup too. So we can go to Euro ensemble plots. These are your center points we can look at and kind of get an idea, some of the numbers and ranges. And And there has been a little trend to the north. So I will say this. So the farther this thing goes to the north, increases storm chances to the south and to the right side of center. So that's interesting. The Euros actually went a little more to the north. Some of these are, a lot of them are sub 1,000. So has been a little bit of I just got a text here from my hang on a second. So low pressure, the Euro 90s, 990s, a lot of them. Let's look at the GFS Ensemble plots. About the same. Can we get a little closer to this? I guess we can't get any closer. That's about it. These are more tropical based. Most of these are 990 range, you know, pretty low. Canadian ensemble plots. So we have pretty high confidence that the low is going to be smack dab there, west central Florida. Maybe a little to the north. We can look at some other things here. Let's really zoom in. Well, I actually tell you what, we go to weather. We can zoom in here. Let's go to this here and look a little bit more closer here on the Euro with our model plots. See where they are. So there has been a little trend to the north. Wow, look at these. Now these are sub 990. So there's a few. There's 51, 989, 985, 976. So some of the stronger European are definitely trending a little more to the north, which would mean maybe more storms for the peninsula to watch. Yeah, that's an interesting graphic right there. All right, then we got let's see some other ones we can look at. Okay, tropical. This is a funny one because yesterday it was showing tropical formation off of the east coast. Let's see if it's still showing it. A little bit, not really much. Yesterday it really was all in. This is tropical storm formation. It even had hurricane yesterday, but not likely. But hey, we did have a system in January. All right, so let's zoom in on the Gulf here. Just take a look at a few things. We can look at the lows again, a little more zoomed in on the lows. You know, most of them around 1,000, 990. Trending a little bit more to the north. Spaghettios are all over the place. Actual little discs are the storms. So, yeah. Anyway, I feel like it's forest now. That's all I got to say about that. We'll be back live Friday, 100% William. Vince, is that you? Yes, Morgan, I know, right? Probably not. Cold front. I don't know, man. That storm in January tricked everybody, but it would more than likely, if there was any chance of a subtropical system, it'd be more on the eastern seaboard side, as it has time to mature. We can look at satellite presentation here. Kind of get an idea of what it could look like with a satellite. So there's your classic sloppy sheared low pressure. What the hell was that? Something just flew out there. Big bird. Big bird. Oh, what? Oh, it's the lake, guys. Oh my God, it's got my heart. There's a dude out there in a golf cart. But hey, look, I mean that's a classic comma sheared system, but interesting. This is Sunday morning, what it could look like. But it's merged with that frontal line, so. Other things we can look at. Let's look at water vapor. You'll see a lot of dry air with this thing coming in on the back side of it because it is a front. Still look at some vorticity maps. Yeah, see, there's still that instability that we have to look at. Let's zoom in a little closer to Florida here now. Oh, I don't think I can do vorticity that close. We can go over here. Look at the vorticity here with Levi's site. This just helps show the amount of organization in the spin, which could bring storms to the surface. So that's always the big question, you know, is we'll have big winds, big spin above the atmosphere. The question is, will it ever reach the surface, you know? And with warm, you know, some warm pockets still south of center, east, right of center, you know, that's what they're saying. We could see some storms, sneaky little storms pop up more right of center. And then, you know, Eastern Carolina too. This is kind of what they said, either Saturday night all the way to Monday morning. And I'm sure they're talking about the mid-Atlantic there, Carolina, Virginia area for potential strong storms late Sunday into Monday. What's interesting though is the 96Z looks a little bit more to the north. It does. So that it's the Euro's trending more towards the panhandle as far as the actual center, which again allows more storms for the peninsula. So the latest Euro did tick a little to the north far as the core goes. We'll have to see what the afternoon 12Z model run does. So anyway, so bottom line again, you know, it'll feel tropical with squall lines and winds and storms and rains and surge but it's not. So Sunday for Disney wet, Amanda. Your best chance at Disney is later in the day on Sunday afternoon, evening. Worcestershire sauce. Where's that? Where's that at? Oh, just try Bear and Burton's. Heck yeah! I wonder where they sell that at. Bear and Burton's. Brad, yeah, this is a Rays hat. It's Tampa Bay Rays. It's my Rays. I don't even know where I got it from. I don't remember. I don't know. I must have been a Christmas present. There we go. Dangle thingy. All right. So there you go. What we do know, I guess, is there's something brewing. South Florida's going to get rain the next couple of days. We know there's going to be strong winds off the Atlantic the next few days that are going to make it through the state. We know there's a low pressure area forming in the Gulf. We know that it's going to be bringing a big sheared blob of rains towards the Florida Peninsula Panhandle first. Probably extend into Georgia and Carolinas Sunday, Monday. We're watching for coastal effects along the Florida East Coast from this thing with strong winds, especially North Florida, South Georgia. Any more lift to the north could bring some surprise surge into Tampa. We don't have to have storms for that to happen. The winds will still be in place. So if the Euro trend is correct, more like the GFS, we're going to see more of a rotational winds Sunday into Tampa Bay area, that whole Florida West Coast. So that'll be something to kind of keep an eye on. And then, of course, the Outer Banks. And it's just rain for the East Coast all the way up to Maine. So Because of the heat and the warmth and the Gulf and the warm front nature, that's the storm potential first. And that'll be what the big question mark will be is, what could happen out ahead of it. So there you go. Eric, you the man. Thanks, man. Long-time supporter. Appreciate it. We got most of the Brew Crew stuff out. Again, if we missed you, we apologize. Write a friendly email. Don't write one that you hate us and mistakes happen. Lord knows it's hard, but Julie and Shelley did a lot better this year. They got it streamlined down pretty good. We only had 3 come back yesterday, so that's pretty good. So if you didn't get it, be patient. I know it's hard to mix the YouTubers with the Facebookers. So we'll be live on Friday. I'm gonna do a TikTok. I do those all the time. So, Michael, I don't see how you're going to have any snow in South Georgia. Not what I'm seeing. Not for South Carolina, that's for sure. Jody, what's cooking? Tracy, if you watch, we have a fan, Tracy, with the Frenchies. If you got a good picture of your doggies dressed up, that would be great. What's up, Cindy Norman? Good morning. Rain and Boynton. I'm going to finish my coffee here. It's even though it's cold. Yeah, so make sure you follow us. Obviously, everybody watching us already does, but we're almost at 250,000 over on TikTok. Oh, let's see here. Did we make it? We were really close yesterday. 248.6. We are so close. 248.6. Oh my God, that's crazy. Expected wind speeds for Southeast Florida. Listen, Mary, you're getting them today and tomorrow. 30s, 40s tomorrow, and then it could linger all the way to Saturday as our system brews. So you're going to be windy all the way through Sunday. 30, 40 mile an hour gusts, inching close to maybe 50, probably 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. So we'll see, Hurricane Lee, I'll be the first to admit I didn't know what to expect with those low pressures as they entered the New England area, and it really didn't turn out to be much because it went more on Nova Scotia side. That's where I learned to stay away from New England weather. I'll stick to the South. But my curiosity is low pressure off the Gulf in Florida with El Nino. History says we could have some strong storms. Haven't really tracked the jet. Let's take a look at the jet. Benny and the Jets. Hey, remember Monday I was showing y'all my calendar that I do? I got it done. I am so excited. That's such a big hurdle for me. I put so much time into it. So what we do is every month is the month of the year before. So I do all the memories from January, February, March, and then I of course make them look good and everything. Kind of a cool little recap. What we did during the year. Jetstream. Let's see what the jet's doing, if it's going to help fuel any storms down in Florida. So we got a brief little dip here on Sunday. Nothing significant, but it is pulling up around the south. So that's pretty good little southerly jet coming up from the southeast. Or southwest. I mess it up at least once every time I do a show. Here's the 700. Pretty decent instability as far as chances for some storms on the 700. 500 heights. There's your little dip. It's dipping pretty down into Florida there. That's, it's curious here what we're going to see. Because the jet stream helps the low-level winds. pretty decent little southwest jet over Florida. So that's I don't. We'll see. Can't. Here's your 850 winds, obviously pretty strong. Hey, we know weather, and we had tornadoes last week that one of the areas they didn't even have time to even put the warning off, so things happen quick. I saw James Spann talking about it. That I think there was a tornado somewhere that they didn't even have time to put the warning out. It actually came down so quick. So anyway, Shelly, I just ramble on because I don't know. All right, cool. Well, hey, I'll try to get some work done. It is Christmas time. And I do have a funny picture I'm going to post. So I made Emily take it this morning. So the text I got from Julie this morning said, snowman down. So this is what I'm going to do, this post. Morning exercises with Frosty. So we're already lost an inflatable here at home. Anyway, all right. We will be live on Friday morning, which will be really interesting to watch because we'll know a lot more Friday. And watch how this thing progresses. Right? Randy, I wouldn't put hurricane shutters up. It's not a hurricane. It's a cyclone. Not a hurricane. So don't forget to pop over to Furman's social pages. They're doing a generator giveaway for the holidays. Don't forget Direct Remodels. Great friends of mine. If you're in Florida along the I-4 corridor and you want impact windows, they buy direct 40% off for MWP fans. It's phenomenal. Make sure you get a quote from them. They'll probably shock you. Big thanks to them for that. And all our good supporters. We talk about it all the time. All right, so that's it. I'm going to go do some posting, and we will see you on Friday morning, 9:19 ET. Phone home.